Hi everyone, my name's Victoria, and this is Look and Learn. Once again, I'm outside in a beautiful garden. It's my friend Jessie's. And I thought it'd be a perfect place to read one of my favorite books, Leo the Late Bloomer. Whenever you hear the word bloom, what does it make you think of? I know what it makes me think of. Ooh. Flowers. And flowers are beautiful to look at. But have you ever thought about how they grow? They start with a little seed and it goes into the ground. That's not all. They need a lot of help. They need the sun and the air, and they need water every day, over and over. Oh, and time. They need a lot of time. And it kind of reminds me of when I try to do something new. And even though I know I have to give it time, and I have to try over and over before I can expect to be good at it, it's still really hard, and sometimes I just quit. I know the artist Paul Cézanne must have felt that way. He wanted to make paintings in a whole new style, in a way people had never seen before, in a way that he had never seen before. But it wasn't easy. Sometimes he'd feel so bad that he'd rip his paintings up, throw them out a window, or leave them outside. Even worse, people would make fun of his paintings. And this is one painting that I'm glad he didn't rip up. It's of his friend, Victor Chocquet. And right now, it's at the Mississippi Museum of Art for a special exhibition called Van Gogh, Monet, Degas, and Their Times. Victor was a great friend of Paul Cézanne, and he never made fun of Paul. He must have known that one day other people would like him and his art just like he did. And that day finally did come for Cézanne, but it was only after he had his very first and very own exhibition when he was 56 years old. After that, many people thought he was an incredible artist, and today he's considered the father of modern art. I'm so glad that Cézanne didn't quit painting. Stories like his can inspire us, but we can also inspire ourselves by remembering the hard things that we've done before, the things that took time, and maybe still take time. And we'll make some art about that after the story. But first, let's read about Leo the Late Bloomer. Leo the Late Bloomer by Robert Kraus. Pictures by Jose Aruego and Ariane Dewey. Leo couldn't do anything right. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. He couldn't draw. He was a sloppy eater. And he never said a word. "What's the matter with Leo?" asked Leo's father. "Nothing," said Leo's mother. "Leo is just a late bloomer." Better late than never, thought Leo's father. Every day, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. And every night, Leo's father watched him for signs of blooming. "Are you sure Leo's a bloomer?" asked Leo's father. "Patience," says Leo's mother. "A watched bloomer doesn't bloom." So Leo's father watched television instead of Leo. The snows came. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. The trees budded. Leo's father wasn't watching, but Leo still wasn't blooming. Then, one day, in his own good time, Leo bloomed. He could read, he could write, he could draw, he ate neatly. He also spoke, and it wasn't just a word, it was a whole sentence. And that sentence was, "I made it." The end. That book never gets old. I think my favorite part was when Leo wrote his name really, really big for everyone to see. He must have practiced over and over. And that brings us to the art making part. Today, we'll be designing our own trophy. You can do this on paper with pencils, markers, crayons, paint, anything you want, really. And if you want to take it to the next level, you can glue on pieces of colorful tissue or tinfoil, whatever might stick to the page. And to begin, think of something that was at one time very, very difficult for you to do, but you eventually figured it out. It can be a big deal, it can be a little deal. Both are very important and are perfect for a trophy. Thinking of the hard part, how would you draw it in just one or two ways? Would you draw a thing, like clothes or something in your house or school? Maybe you'd use just one color or a word. All that matters is that you understand what it means. Then, think of how you figured it out. What did it take for you to finally make it, like Leo? Did you have to practice? Did your friends and family help you out? Were you inspired by a movie, a song, or cartoon? Put all of those things in your trophy design, however you see fit. When you're finished, put it up on your fridge or your wall. So the next time you find yourself doing something very, very hard, you can look at your trophy and remember, I've been here before. I can figure it out. And hopefully that will inspire you, and maybe even others, every time you see your trophy. Well, I hope you like what you saw and learned something new today. See you next time.